place of history like the African style, yeah. St. Thomas and St. John and St. Dry. Nothing can come between us but the waters that divide, yeah. Even though we're just a few square miles, I travel around the world with Virgin Island pride, yeah. A lot of people still going through strife, and still we live a joyful life. That's why the place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, we got so much to lose, yet so much to prove. Hey, Virgin Island teachers never raise no fool. Mama sent me school. Hey, when it's difficult, we still a push through. No matter what, the blessings of will continue. We are a people of great value. That's why we stick together like tamarind stew. Hey, remember Queen Mary, we make the fire burn, and Edward Blythe with the Africa vision. Remember St. John with the slave rebellion. General Butler say emancipation. That's why the place nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, we got so much to prove, yet so much to lose. Hey, Virgin Island teachers never raise no fool. Mama sent me school. Yeah. St. Cry produce the band Midnight, and them the kind of roots make the fire ignite, yo. Julian Jackson was a champion in the ring, and now him 3 sons them a do the same thing, yeah. Tim Duncan come from the VI, one of the greatest, and the world can see why, yeah. If you ever ask me where I'm from, born in the Virgin Island, and the whole place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. The Virgin Islands nice, so nice, so nice. Rock City sweet and nice, so nice, so nice. Twin City full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. Love City a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, I'm so proud to be from the VI, a place of history like the African side. And dry. Nothing can come between us but the waters that divide, yeah. Even though we're just a few square miles, I travel around the world with Virgin Island pride, yeah. A lot of people still going through strife, and still we live a joyful life. That's why the place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise,
television, computer, for live streaming, or your nearest radio. It's now time to listen to Connected Dots.
People come, let we go. Turn up the radio. This is the people show. No matter where we go.
Good morning. I said good morning to the U.S. Virgin Islands. That is St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, and the Little Water Island, which is part of this district, St. Thomas, St. John district, but we still recognize Water Island. It's a beautiful morning here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You know, as I came down here to the station this morning, and I looked out into Crown Bay, and I was able to I actually saw a ship down in there with a whole lot of boats on it. Seemed like the marine industry is starting to come back. We would hope, because the marine industry played such a major role in our economy in terms of the contribution that it makes to the economy, and hopefully we will be able to resurrect it to the point that we become, with the charter service, we become competitive with some of the other destinations and bring back a lot of those dollars to our shores. But before I move on, I just wanted to extend just a few condolences to some families that lost some loved ones. Alicia Ingrid Fleming, Lionel A. Eddy Sr., and I recognize him in particular because I remember having established a campaign headquarters in Savannah. And Eddie was the owner of the building and was quite gracious, and I was willing to help people. I mean, when I say I was willing to help people, I was willing to help people. Lionel A. Eddy Sr., so I wanted just to extend my condolences to his family and friends. And we have Dr. Fenella Anita Cooper, Luella Elena Smith Rapsat. And then, of course, I have some others that I'm going to be mentioning a little later on in the program, to include my dear cousin, Rosie Donnerstorg, that recently passed as well. I just wanted to offer my condolences to my godmother, my uncle, Patricio Donnerstorg and Eleanor Donnerstorg, and my godmother, who's actually my aunt and godmother. But I wanted to extend condolences to them and to say Happy Labor Day to many of you out there as well, because we know Labor Day is in fact a significant day for Virgin Islanders, for all over the world, workers all over the world. And I just wanted to, in terms of the Labor Day celebration, to provide just a little short history that many may not know and many may know. But I mean, when you talk about its rich history, what exactly does Labor Day celebrate? You know, we ask ourselves that question quite often. Always observed on the first Monday in September, Labor Day celebrates the social and economic achievements of workers in the U.S., according to the Department of Labor. The first Labor Day was filled with chaos and kegs. Police were concerned of a riot breaking out amid the first major Labor Day parade in Manhattan in 1882. So a large police presence reportedly covered the area. To start, however, almost no one was there to march, and there was no music. Those few marchers began just as 200 people arrived from the Jewelers Union. By the end of the parade, 20,000 people were marching. After the parade, the marchers and their families arrived at Reservoir Park for the big celebration, which reportedly included speeches, a picnic, plenty of cigars, and lager beer kegs mounted in every conceivable place.
The Department of Labor was created after the first Labor Day. The Department of Labor was created nearly 20 years after Americans celebrated the first Labor Day, became an official U.S. holiday in 1894. Women took hold of the Department of Labor from the start. The Labor Department was the first cabinet agency led by a woman, with 6 women holding the title since. Frances Perkins was the first to lead, followed by women like Elaine Keogh, Hilda Solis, Alexis Herman, and Elizabeth Dole. Do you wear pants to work as a woman? You can thank the Department of Labor for that. Many women employees in the Department of Labor were among the first to start wearing pants to work, normalizing the fashion statement for female workers across all federal agencies. The Department of Labor fought for the weekend. The Department of Labor enforced the law that created the 40-hour work week in the U.S., which clearly defined work hours and minimum wage. Both the 40-hour work week and minimum wage became law with the passage of the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938. So you see how many years this has been celebrated. Of course, we celebrated today, and we are quickly reminded of the plight of workers today. And while we're discussing that, and I say again, happy Labor Day to everyone. We're not sure that everyone is enjoying Labor Day, but we want to say, and I always believe that Labor Day should be a day that we celebrate. How many of you was hindered, affected by this power outage this morning? Of course, we heard a report which we're always happy to hear from WAPO officials about what contributed to the power outage. But it certainly comes at the wrong time. And while I'm talking about WAPA, I know the governor filed a claim in court with respect to separation of powers. And if I may shed some perspective on it, because I think it's worth discussing, and I know a lot of people are a little, not confused, but not sure about what this lawsuit consists of. But here it is. The legislature passed legislation because they actually, in their wisdom, feel that if we're not doing something to rectify the problem or to bring, the utility into some kind of stand-up or to some kind of standard with some kind of control factor, that rates are going to continue to soar and residents of the Virgin Islands are going to be impacted. So the legislature, in their wisdom, offered legislation to restructure a board. And, of course, the governor felt that it was violating a separation of powers and decided to challenge it because the Senate had overridden it. Now, if I may go to the Organic Act and just read a short excerpt from the Organic Act, and it's under the Revised Organic Act of 1954. The governor, exclusively and solely, shall appoint and may remove all officers and employees of the executive branch of government of the Virgin Islands, except as otherwise provided in this or any other law, other act of Congress, or under the laws of the Virgin Islands, and shall commission all officers that he may be authorized to appoint. And I am going to add a little emphasis on a section here. And that section is, or under the laws of the Virgin Islands. Now, that is in fact, I believe, the premise in which the legislature of the Virgin Islands feel that they have the power to, in fact, provide legislation to make a change with the board. But here is a slight problem in this. And I'm going to say now that what I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe the governor is right in this instance. that when it comes to the separation of powers, if you go back to May 24, 2020, and I may go back even prior to that in rendering my personal experience and, of course, bundled into my opinion. Back when I served in office in the legislature, one of the things that was bandied about was the issue of disbanding the PSC or changing the structure of its membership, but just to make a change to see if the temperament, the tone of the PSC would change. But of course, doing research of my own, I realized that it could potentially have been crossing the line as it relates to the separation of powers, and that it was not wise to try to make changes that would actually infringe on the responsibilities of the executive branch. Now, when it comes to the separation of powers doctrine, and I want to highlight a case in particular, and that case is the Superior Court clarifies separation of powers and affirms governor's authority over the hospital board. Now, follow me on this, Virgin Islanders. This opinion from a judge took place on May, or at least the publication or press release went out on May 24, 2020, which was immediately after that case had concluded and that opinion was placed on record. Now, the court's decision in the Bryan versus VA Government Hospital and Health Facilities Corporation asserts that the governor is charged with the general administrative power of appointing, overseeing, and controlling the execution of laws, including power of appointment and removal. Now, I highlight that case because I felt that maybe that case should have been referenced. But here is what grabs me the most. At least the legislature was trying to do something, and it was trying to make a change. So now let's reverse it. I say the governor was right, but the governor's wrong in not offering anything, because part of the campaign message was you're going to reduce rates, electrical rates for Virgin Islanders, which you and I both know, unless there was some kind of interference or some kind of that you really can't reduce any rates. But if you're going to take this off the table and say that it's unconstitutional, and the position that has prevailed thus far is that you encourage the Public Service Commission to adjust the rates to Virgin Islanders, which we all know was a rate increase in a smart way. Okay, rate increase took place. But now the question is, if you're going to fight with the Senate, the legislature, at this point, what are you offering to provide relief to Virgin Islanders? And this is my question. What are you offering to provide relief to Virgin Islanders? Because we're still back at square one. Everyone wants to see WAPA prosper. Everyone wants to see that WAPA is able to provide reliable electricity for Virgin Islanders. We don't like to experience the power outages. And I'll be the first to tell you that I get irate when the power goes off, especially if I'm watching TV, if I need to properly prepare before coming on the road to do some work, and the list goes on. It's not a good feeling at all. And when I ask it, what are the options? Okay, we ask what are the options. I've said way in the past, I thought and I felt that someone should start to generate or develop a formula that would allow for the employees of WAPA to get first preference in buying shares and ownership of WAPA. Create the create the formula, apply the formula, so they become owners of WAPA. And of course, that adjusted rate would be the first preference treatment and forming what? A co-op. And that co-op, yes, we might say it can't work, but above all, let's try something. I don't see us trying anything. So that co-op now, in creating a co-op, you now assess or provide some kind of assess value on WAPA. And of course, you open up in terms of the company going public that you're able to sell all the shares in WAPA, because I believe that it's going to be marketable and that is going to be attractive to people who want to buy into shares. And you determine what the price of those shares are going to be based on the formula that you apply. But then it remains ours. And in remaining ours, the employees have a vested interest now in that utility. And where does the money go? The money, the infusion of funds that would come in thereafter is for the purpose of making a transition. Now, that's my, if you want to call it, stupid idea. That's my stupid idea. But coming back to the point that I initially started out on, this separation of powers doctrine, I say that the governor is right in the position that he has taken, but he's wrong in another respect, that you're not offering something significant. You're going to fight down something that, if you look at the intent was to really get things under some kind of control and have, some a greater level of accountability and transparency, and in the final analysis that you're able to really project to all Virgin Islanders that we see promise on the horizon. But again, that's my stupid idea, and I could elaborate a little bit more on it. I would be willing to participate in trying to come up with a formula to do exactly what I said, but that's the only way. A wise man once told me that two things you don't divest yourself out of as a government. That is telecommunication and your utility, power and water. We already divested ourselves of the utility. So you have a private, not of the utility, but of the telecommunication. Our telephone company was, of course, sold, and we know the history of that telephone company, and we just want them to improve the services and conditions there. But I just wanted to chat about this separation of powers briefly this morning. And as I indicated, if I may share with the public this morning, because not everything I say on the radio or on social media is going to be liked by everyone. I wouldn't believe that for a second. But, I'm here to stimulate discussion on various different things. And when you hear me reference things, is because I'm going to pull some of my research and try to qualify some of the things that I share with the public. Because disseminating information is not just being a radio host and disseminating information. No. I believe that if you're going to disseminate information, be able to qualify most of it. And that's what I tried to do. I know last week I spoke briefly about WICO and the intentions of maybe what is rumored on the street. And I'm expected to bring on the CEO of the GRS system, administrator, to actually clear up some things and maybe provide some accurate information in that respective area. And I respect that. I would more than welcome him to come on. And I know he's listening to me this morning. So, Mr. Nibs, you're welcome to come on. And just give me the date that is feasible for you. Because I think the public is the true benefactor of the information that you provide. And I try to be as objective as I can, because if we're all subjective, then obviously we might be failing the public. So I try to entertain everything, and I'm fair to everyone. Of course, this is the governor is invited to come here on the air and respond to anything that I may have said, but and that's up to the administration and the governor. For those who want to call me and see if they can get on my program to clear up anything or clarify anything that they feel needs to be clarified. And this weekend, I don't know how many of you out there experienced these random traffic stops. Now, at 9:40 in the night, I saw a flashlight coming through the windshield of my car on my way, sort of an emergency, which I don't want to disclose, but on a slight emergency, and I'm seeing a light flashing through my window, and eventually as I got closer, it was to pull to the side at 9:40 in the night. I don't know how many of you experienced that. But rather than being totally upset, because I believe that there are some initiatives that the Commission of Public Safety have embarked on to try and see maybe if they could curb crime, address crime and address other things, address violations. But here is the question that I wanted to, and that I posed to the commissioner. I asked him, I sent him some communication. If he haven't read it yet, I apologize, but that communication was sent to him, I believe, on Saturday. And the question I was asking is that whatever happened to probable cause? Person having crack in the windshield, a person having one light, a person having... You see, the reason I'm bringing this up is because while we might think that we're addressing an issue and it is something constructive, something that could be effective, at the same token, it could be something that frustrates the law-abiding citizen. A vehicle operator, I'll use my own. I have no cracked windshields. My lights are working. Everything on my car is pretty much working at 100%. And being pulled to the side, and the way I'm pulled to the side, I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But at the same token, please explain to me, under the powers in which you are invoking an initiative that can just randomly start pulling all vehicles over to the side. Because, see, I think it's so important that we're able to disseminate information to the public so there could be at least, some anticipation. But then at the same token, if you're randomly doing it, then I have an idea what you're actually doing. So you can't announce or disseminate information about those kind of initiatives. But be careful that you're not violating one's rights. So if they're invoking these initiatives under the emergency powers, declarations, and everything that you have, I'd like to be able to cite them still as a citizen, so at least I know what I'm dealing with, and I know when I make my comments that I could quantify and qualify the statements that I make. Then shifting over to another subject, and I'll open up the lines shortly. Elderly cases law did the legislature, and I applaud them that they passed legislation to sort of facilitate or fast track, provide preferential treatment for elderly people who are also terminally ill or could be terminally ill, that they could fast track these court cases to get a resolution before the person, God forbid, dies. So that, I think, is a step in the right direction. And I understand that there might be some slight misinterpretation. My interpretation of the law is that it's blanket. But if you're saying that in the language it had to include family court, then it would seem to me that if, that this is something that is going to eventually have to be addressed and addressed in short fashion. Well, but that's something that we could deal with after, and we'll have to go back and address COVID-19 cases. COVID-19 cases we had, do you realize from August to now, September 6th, we had, 44 deaths around in August 24, and now we're up over 50, going on 50-something? Is it 50-something or 60? I don't know what it is now, but someone could give me that count. I just lost count, but I'm sure that during the press conference they will disclose the official number. But no one wants to hear that this thing is climbing. And then, there's now another variant that apparently started somewhere down in Brazil, and now they found it in California. It's called the Mu variant that they say kills you quicker than even the Delta. That is scary. That is really, really scary. And I've heard them speak about it over the weekend, and someone shared with me that it's now 61 deaths. So I put that on record that it's 61 deaths. That's 61 deaths too many. Folks, we got to practice these precautionary measures, but of course, our doors have been wide open, and can't blame residents of the Virgin Islands for the spread, because if you go back to the early stages, you were members of the administration that went to New York with this thing rampant in New York and brought it right back to the Virgin Islands. Was that responsible? But we're going to save that for a later date to talk about, because there's so much for us to discuss. So what we're going to discuss this morning, and let me just touch on one more thing. AT&T to Liberty. I don't know how many of you are experiencing some serious issues with your telephone service. Those who were with AT&T that now is under Liberty. But I certainly am not satisfied with the level of service. Too many drop calls. So I'm hoping that maybe if any employee of Liberty is listening to the program this morning, that they tell their management and the ownership of the company understand that if you're digging trenches in the Virgin Islands and we visibly see these improvements to the infrastructure, we're expecting to experience reliable service, less drop calls, less static, less issues with your telephone service. So folks, this morning what we'll be discussing is what's on your mind. It's an open discussion. You're free to call in and discuss anything or share anything that you want to share with the listening audience, and engage me, because that's what I'm here for, to provide you with a platform for you to be able to express yourself and address some of the vexing issues that confront the people of the Virgin Islands, whether it's roads, whether it's infrastructure, whether it's our emergency services, hospital, healthcare, whatever you want to discuss. So let's go to the telephone line this morning. Good morning, you're on the air.
Yeah, morning, Mr. Dennis. How you doing, Mr. T?
Hey, how you doing?
Thank you in a while, man.
I'm here. I'm blessed. I'm just trying to be consistent on the radio and, provide the public with information that would be of value to them. But you go ahead. This is your time.
Saturday, I was giving a young man a ride. And then I was giving a ride, he on a phone. I didn't really want to be, nosy, you know what I mean? But the way we were talking, something really triggered me, and, So he tell me, man, and he was emotional, and he tell me, man, a girl just get shot with just on my job, man. A girl just get shot by home. People say, wow. I said, man.
Yeah, don't even remind me about that. Oh boy, that is sad. And what is more concerning for me? Immediately pictures were taken with cell phones and they started to circulate these pictures. Could you imagine if a mother or father did not know this took place and received this on their WhatsApp? That's no way to be apprised of what took place with your child. You know, that's the first thing that came to mind. But you go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Dennis. I mean, that is, you know, and the girl is still like, I have a daughter. I have 2 children.
Yeah.
And I call, when it happened, I call my daughter to make sure she's all right, because that's what I say, that's what I tell my daughter all the time. Any boy that you dating, bring it to my house. Come, Mr. Dunstar, if the government don't get him and I could get my hand before the government get he gonna be a lot of problem with me, Miss Atama, you know. If the government don't get he and I could catch my hand and he gonna be a lot of problem with me, brother. Because if a girl says she don't want you, Mr. Dunstar,
yeah,
you need to let her go.
Yep.
Let her go. She don't belong to you. That's not your property. Let her go. I remember when I was dating a girl, and this is what we understand. I'm not saying you, but I don't do it. When my father do it, when any girl that I was dating and the girl that I was dating, I had to go to her house. I had privilege and I had a time limit. I had to go to her house. I don't ladies got to stay at 9 o'clock. And when she come to my father's house, it's the same thing. And my father did that, and the girl's mother did that, and I don't know why parents are not doing that. Don't just have any boy dating your daughter, your son, and don't know who they is.
Yeah.
You need to do that.
Yeah.
You need to do that. As parents coming up, we need to see who our daughters are dating with. Especially these young guys. They ain't working, they got a house, they got a hair like vagabond. I don't tell my daughter, do not bring no garbage in the house, you know. You bring in garbage in the house, you throw that garbage outside. I want you to bring a decent young man, look presentable, that I know that I feel comfortable. If God forbid, God take me out this wall. I don't want you to bring something that I got to be grieving in my grave.
Yeah.
Bring something, go to the table. Bring something, go to the table, and you notice, I don't know if you observe this. Most of these young girls dating these guys that is not decent. I don't know if you observe it, I don't understand. Well, the caution after the bad word, the pants below the bum. I could have never come in my house with my pants below my bum. I could have never do that.
Well, aside,
you got to know what.
Yeah, aside for the appearance, what is most disturbing to me is that now you're hearing people come up publicly and state that there is a history, that there was a history, an incident that took place over at the Ritz-Carlton, where they had to call police to apprehend the same person, and you're hearing all kind of stuff. If you knew this, I mean, there should have been some kind of intervention, you know, but it's rather unfortunate, and it's really sad. I mean, she was only, what, 20, 21? 20 years of age. She haven't even lived a life.
I just tell you, she ain't seen life yet. And I got daughters, you know, a little older than her.
Yeah. And, you know, so when I saw this video and these pictures being circulated, the first thing came to mind as a parent. You know, I just can't imagine how they overcome something like this and grapple with this. You know, no parent, a parent's worst nightmare is to lose a child before they die. You know, it's just not a good feeling at all. And it's just sad to see that graphic picture. I mean, if you notice, I did not even include that in my updates. But since you brought it up, I know the community is extremely concerned about what is taking place, and these domestic cases appear to be on the rise.
Wow. But like you were saying, the guy had problem with somebody. Another thing I don't understand here, Mr. Donaldson, right? You have a problem with somebody, and you know and people say you can't blame the police then. Mr. Donaldson was living in Virginia Beach, okay? And me and my girl had a problem. Yeah. And I explained to him, I want to go and take a walk, and so my girlfriend didn't want me to go outside. So she pick up an object, I pick up an object. The man went with me and locked me down in the police station, you know.
Yeah.
And down here, I don't understand. The police just come to talk. They explain you a situation, go with the individual. Now you're saying that the person had a problem in which calling somebody and they just leave him linger down on the street. And that's why you don't have problem.
Yeah.
It. Now they know he had a problem with someone. Lock him up. Don't find excuses. Lock him up.
Well, in defense of the police, you know, there has to be a due diligence, and they have to be cautious, especially with that consent decree still looming over their heads. They try to practice the best measures that it possibly can, not to violate people's constitutional right in any way. So there has to be, in that instance, I could only suspect. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a police, but when it comes to probable cause and being able to retain someone, restrain someone, or arrest someone, there has to be a probable cause.
But Mr. Jonathan, since I'm going to tell you so square, man, you know me, right? And I know you. And as a police officer, I know the history of you. I know the character of you. I'm not going no excuse. You don't have no right. Because I know the type of person you and the street. Since I'm a smart person, Mr. Jonathan. Yeah. Everybody know everybody. Everybody know who doing a lot of nonsense or who ain't doing nonsense. And I can't find as an excuse, Mr. Donita. Yeah. When I was a little boy living in Harris Court, you had Joe Fraser, you had Clint Dillon, you had White Fowl, you had Devil, and you had Carl Woodward get shot up by the old mill. Them man was no nonsense police, and you had Prescott. When the man come Harris Court, the man tell you, good morning, good afternoon to you, young man. If you're not doing none constructive, we going with that when we come back. You know those days, Mr. Donita?
Of course, I remember Clendon and Roy Hodge. You know, I commend those guys because those guys were really on the street. I remember one time, even at Eudora Ken, all the students were assembled outside, and although I didn't really actively participate, but they were unruly. And Roy Hodge went into that entire group and started to make sure they disband and head to their classes or head home, head to the bus, but they definitely had to leave the area. And, you know, today it just seemed like the mentality of the young people is a little different, you know, and it's people refer to the new generation coming as Generation X. But I want to believe that if there isn't no distractions or constructive programs that we start putting in place to at least get it from the root, that we are going to be in some serious trouble.
Well, Mr. we didn't have much activity, but our mindset wasn't like that day. Our mindset, the children today have computers. We didn't have no computer nowadays. We used to play Pac-Man, we play marbles, we play escape scotch, and them things we wasn't doing no nonsense like what these children doing today. And they're going to say, you did is different. I mean, that to me, that's an excuse.
Yeah.
That's an excuse, Mr. Dennis, because if your parents, I will tell you, you know your company. Keep the company that you want. Either you want to go down the rocky road, and you want to go down the smooth road. Mr. Donald said you went on the smooth road, or your Tama went on the smooth road. How come you ain't follow those kind of things, Mr. Donald said?
Yeah. But I can't imagine how the parent, you know, for that young lady feel. And there's a lot of other incidents that have taken place and St. Croix. Lady Lucy Lindquist, you know, my condolences to her family as well. That they found hers all stabbed up, and you know, it's just getting closer and closer to home. And if we don't really start trying to get to the root causes of these problems that would result in these crimes, we're going to be in some serious trouble.
And the next thing too, Mr. Donisa, the problem is sometimes when the separate use me, I use a reference. Say you harassing me and you're troubling me, and I go to the police station. I got to go to the police station 3 times to make a complaint on you, and then I got to go to the Attorney General office. To me, I should not have to go to the Attorney General office. I harassing you. I don't make 3 reports. From the get to the 3 report, they need to deal with you right away, and that's the problem here.
Yeah.
You go in New York when done it, you get in a fight. And I tell the police, you harass me, every time you see me come harass me, they lock you up. Down here, you got to go to Attorney General. And people get frustrated. And you notice the next thing I noticed there, a lot of people are road raging here. Road raging.
Yeah.
The road raging, and somebody on the hot, you got guys with illegal gun inside the car. I see I don't road rage a guy last week. I'm caught in front of him, you know. Caught in front of him like it's nobody. I don't know where they're getting nonsense from. They didn't see what's going on in the news. A guy, somebody, he fired shot at somebody, killed a child in California.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're picking up this nonsense from and bringing in the Virgin Islands. And I believe we need to have a police traffic report in different, like Lucinda Million, You have them in the dollar circle. You have them in opponents watching these guys.
Yeah, we have some other people trying to call in. I want to give everybody a chance to get in. But listen, I appreciate you. Appreciate your contribution, okay?
You're welcome.
Okay, you have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning, you're on the air. Connect the dots.
Yes, Fancy, my friend, Pastor Estrada.
Hey, Pastor, how you doing?
Doing well. It was so good to see you last week there.
Yeah, it was great seeing you too.
Conversation. Yeah. And, as I was talking to you before, I used to live on the Virgin Islands for so many years.
Yeah.
But 11 years ago, we moved up to Orlando. And, always, I consider St. Thomas home, always going back home so very often. And, I was sharing with you my concerns about WAPA. And, I think about it all the time, the number of people that have lost appliances with power surge. Oh, my goodness. And I was thinking about it. How can we, as a territory of the United States, have the worst power grid in the Caribbean? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But even all the other islands down there don't have the problems that we are having in the Virgin Islands with WAPA, and yet the rates are increasing. Some folks' electrical bill rivaling their mortgage. Some people that are in business and so on, making it so difficult.
Yeah.
What's the solution? What can be done? Because this is, I'm sorry to say it, but this looks like a third world operation that's going on there, and there seems to be no relief in sight. In the midst of a pandemic, when people are facing financial challenges, businesses are facing all of those obstacles, and you just keep raising. I could understand if you are providing a service that's acceptable, that you can ask for a rate increase if the price of oil goes up and so on. I live in Florida, and so many appliances, AC on 24 hours a day. And our utility bill, so many things going on. And it's just so manageable. But, man, the situation in the Virgin Islands, it's just doesn't seem to be offering hope to people to build a life, to get some relief from these things. What, in your estimation, what would you think is the solution to that situation? Maybe I missed some of the solutions that you were offering, but yes, God, man, something has been done.
I mentioned something earlier, and this is just from my perspective, because it all boils down to my opinion, and it would be my personal opinion. I spoke about a co-op, and to get an infusion of monies into the authority, and of course with a reorganization, you would have a better appeal to the federal government, not in terms of a bailout, but to be able to restructure your debt. Right now, I'm not seeing any significant strategy or plan in place for any transformation. And I think that it's getting extremely frustrating, as you said, for the ratepayers. And I'm compelled to ask you, what is the rate in, do you know what the rate is in Orlando? Isn't it like 9 cents a kilowatt hour or something like that?
Yes, it is very low. I would tell you that we haven't seen any major increase. I've been here for 11 years now plus, and always so manageable, man. I am telling you, I'm in a 25 plus 100 square foot house, AC, fans, computers, fridges, electric stove, not gas stove, microwaves, everything. And you would pay $2 a month. $3 in summer, it goes up. Okay,
and you would agree. And you would agree that this determines the quality of life. It's part of the quality of life. If you have high rates, you have the cost of food, of course, is going to escalate because the same grocery stores, most of them are subject to paying the same or paying commercial rates. And if these rates are extremely high, they're going to find ways to pass on the cost, or they have to increase that bottom line when it comes to the revenues. And that's a scary thing, because as we proceed, the combination of things that would actually impose costs on Virgin Islanders, it's going to affect the quality of life.
The consumer is always the one who pays the price. So like you were saying, the grocery stores, the businesses pass it on to the consumer. And so let me put myself there. We are the ones that are suffering. And Francie, for the longest while that I can go back to, that has been the problem. And I think most people that come into office, they say they're going to address it, but it has never been addressed. And the question is, how much more can people take? We are trying to entice investors to come, but when they look at this, I mean, listen, when I was down there, I have a Facebook Live program.
Yes.
And just when I was about to go on, power went off. But thank God, the person I was staying with had a generator that kicks in. I just saw this morning somebody who has a Facebook Live program just said, sorry, folks. And that's not the first time. Last week, we are unable to go live, no power. That's a regular thing. I've been here, Francie, 11 plus years. If power ever went out twice in those 11 years, believe you me, and I'm telling you the truth, this is something unheard of for us. And we're in American territory.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. And I really feel sorry for our folks down there. And that's going to cause people to migrate, because they're going to come to a place.
Well, they already,
take it.
a lot of people already migrating, especially the young people. We're losing a lot of the young folks, because when they're able to make a comparison between the quality of life abroad versus the quality of life in the Virgin Islands, they're going to opt for the quality of life abroad. Why? Because of these things. The quality of life, we have to work on it. We have to start to change. We have to change the paradigm, because if we don't, we're going to make ourselves vulnerable for certain, for folks to be able to come in that don't have a vested interest in the Virgin Islands, and while we're losing a lot of our own and the people that have a vested interest.
So, Francie, it's scary. Let I kid you not. It is very scary and doesn't seem naturally speaking to get better. I don't know, man, but I'm.
But Pastor Estrada, I have a few more people calling in, and I want to give everyone an opportunity. But I'm happy. Thanks for calling. And it was so great. It was great seeing you. Okay, and I tune into your program. Every once in a while I would drop in. Okay.
I see you. God bless, man.
Yeah, God bless you as well. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, folks, I know some people was trying to call in, and the other call that was coming in dropped. So the number to hear WSTA to call is 340-774-5400. 1340-1340. I'm going to take a quick commercial break because, of course, I can't be on the air and be on this program without the consideration and support from sponsors who have made it possible for me to be here on the air. So I just want to break away and play a couple of their commercials. From the water to the pot to your mouth, everything is fresh at Catch of the Day, located on Cookie Point Beach. Enjoy some of your favorite seafood dishes, fresh catch, lobster, tongue, and whelks, when in season, as well as surf and turf. They cater to your wishes. While you sit and wait for your food, enjoy the friendly bar and bask in the ambience that is second to none. Enjoy the white sand, sun, and crystal blue water. We are sure the experience will be unique. Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come and enjoy Catch of the Day on Cookie Point Beach. It's First Stop 24-hour gas and grocery store. Your number one convenience store. Located across from Vitraco Park. You name it, and they have it. From electronic accessories to your favorite drinks. And from gas to groceries. You name it, and they have it. First Stop 24-hour gas and grocery. Located across from Vitraco Park. Check it out. Your favorite store for gas and grocery. Yes, folks, good morning once again.
Yes, folks, good morning once again. Yes, folks, good morning once again.
Sorry about that. Just a little bit feedback, but this morning, let me go straight to the lines. Good morning, you on the air, connect the dots.
Good morning, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Yes, sir, how are you?
Very blessed, very blessed.
Good.
I just wanted to call in and tell you I love you. You're a good man, and I just wanted to make a comment on some of the discussions I heard.
So go right ahead. It's your time.
Bless. Okay, the show is connected that, so I'm going to try to do so, okay?
Okay.
I want to tell my Virginians I love them dearly. I suffer with them when I hear the things they have to go through, and I pray that their labor is not in vain. And all the incidents that we are hearing and the problems that we see, we can't go and attack each and every one of them. There's too many. I think the only resolve, and like you say, foolishness, you talk about your idea, there's a foolishness that is greater than the wisdom of man. And the simplicity of your idea to make WAPA public is too simple for people to comprehend. But the idea comes from leadership. And that's a good leadership position, that we attack all these issues from our leadership standpoint. Because when the young man who expresses his hurt and his feeling, and the police need to do this and do that, you could try to resolve it like that. But how long, how much years, how much lives, how much pain you're going to have to endure. But if you have leadership in position who won't make people accountable, who themselves is accountable first and foremost, then the Virgin Island people who is a resilient people, who have labored without satisfaction and continue to labor, then they won't labor in vain.
Yeah.
This is my understanding of how it should be solved. Everything is overwhelming right now. And if leadership is not in position to give accountability to the subordinate, and down the line, wherefore they themselves first must be a people of value, a person of moral, a person of understanding, compassion, a person willing to suffer themselves, that the Virgin Island be resolved and these things come to a resolution. Other than that, I think we're going to continue to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, but I just feel right now the issue is not every incident. The issue is what will stop the incident. And what will stop the incident is leadership.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that I could hear the heart of the folks, and I listen to Pastor Estrada, and I understand the compassion and things and the comparisons to the United States. But we ourselves are people of resilience. We ourselves are people of morals and understanding from time past. I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to the young man was saying, introduce young folks to introduce their mate to their parents. And manners like this, say good morning. So we have left that. And now we find ourselves in a place where there's no understanding, no resolution, no healing.
Yeah.
And if healing has to take place, we have to go back to once we came out. I am a born and bred Virgin Islander, and I bleed VI. And I just want to say to the people, I am with you, I'm suffering with you. I know the things you have to go through, and I cry every day when I hear these things. But if we ain't going back to leadership and making leadership accountable and voting people in who have this passion and this fervent compassion for the island, who themselves would lose their own life just to see things get better. I remember King and Evans and all them people as a young boy. And I think if we can find somebody who will be there to do this for the folks, then we're just spinning our wheels.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give my part to that degree, and I just want to say to the people, and I love them, my family in St. Thomas, St. Croix, St. John, and like you say, Water Island. I love the VI. It's a beautiful place, it's a blessed place, but we need to go back from whence we came.
Yeah. Well, I agree with a lot of what you said. You know, I just believe that above all, we need to do something to address a lot of these issues. And when you talk about even the young people, if we're not able to get to the root causes of the problem, don't talk just about penalizing them. Talk about what you can provide them with to shape their respective minds and their upbringing. What do you have to add to it? What constructive? So I think it's all going to boil down to, again, as you said, leadership.
Yeah, to that degree, that's a moral issue, right? Yeah. Because if the penal system is a money-making system and it makes money, and young men are losing their lives and young women are losing their lives, and that don't really make the government no money, then it look like the penal system going to put aside moral and serve what's good for them, and that's mama, that's money. Well, so if we are people who care about lives, then a police officer going to have a heart to embrace in a compassionate way the situation that confront him.
Yeah.
But if the heart ain't right, it's a matter of the heart. If the heart ain't right, we gonna talk and continue to talk.
Yeah.
But I think it goes back to leadership. It's always going to point to leadership. You know, sometimes in sports, when somebody do something wrong in sports, they get fired, they lose their contract, they get traded.
Yeah.
And when there's chaos in the team,
you got cut off. I guess I lost him. Let me go to another call. Okay, I lost the caller. But I'm down to the bottom of the end of the hour. I've still got 2 minutes left. I could entertain at least one more call. And in the meantime, I can also take a commercial break for a couple of the sponsors on at least on the social media platform.
Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. You've been working, but you're flirting with the weekend. You can freak out. 1 in a million. You're a gem, shine when the light grows dim. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. We got the right stuff.
So I will leave, and thank you very much for the time. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
And thank you for calling. And
okay.
It's something that I don't even want to remember, folks, because, like I said, it was circulating all these graphic pictures on social, I even saw it appeared on social media, but it was throughout WhatsApp. And, if one thing lands, one person shares something on WhatsApp, rest assured that there's hundreds or thousands of other people that actually received those messages. Good morning, you're on the air. Last call. Connect the dots.
Yeah, good morning. But I believe you that we need to develop in the long run a type of ownership in terms of water. Cooperative is one idea to me. Employee ownership, the employee of the water.
Yeah.
And as well as partnership, some kind of partnership between a government-owned cooperative and workers and employee,
Yeah.
Owning part of water. Yeah. In the long run. And then you got decentralize it, man. You can't have one central power. You got decentralize it to the 3 different islands,
Yeah.
I think that would be a solution. Okay. I know it's in time, so that's my suggestion for next time. I'll discuss it more. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you have a brilliant day. Folks, in closing, I'm down to the hour now. I think I was 5 minutes into my hour before I came on, but it's okay. Just closing off, I just wanted everyone, I want to thank, I was going through some records and I actually was reading some news, and I wanted to thank this particular senator on St. Croix that reminds me of myself when I started out in the Senate, but I wanted to commend him, and that is Senator Javon James, Senior on St. Croix, who I looked at the initiatives that he's bringing forward, but there's one in particular that grabbed me, and that is the income tax set aside, and him offering legislation not only to increase it to 15%, but to put some safeguards in place and to guarantee Virgin Islanders can also get their income tax refunds, even direct deposit, if that is an option that they would like. And of course, the traditional checks as well that will be sent out. But he needs to be commended. And I've been watching his fights and all the different things that he has stood for. And I just wanted to take this time out to commend Senator Javon E. James Sr. for a lot of the stuff that he's doing and those initiatives. And every week, of course, I'll come out and recognize someone for what they've been able to accomplish. But this morning, I just wanted to commend the senator on some of the stuff that he's been doing. So, folks, I'm to the end of my hour, and I just wanted to wish each and every one of you a productive week, but be safe, whatever you do. And I know it's been based on the tragedies that have taken place over the weekend. Let's just try to hold hands and offer support where support is needed, because I know the parents of course, that young lady still looms on my mind. That I can't imagine how they're feeling at this time. But let's pray for the family, and if you could offer any condolences, offer it to them in any way that you possibly can. So until next Monday, I wanted to wish each and every one of you a great day and a productive week. God bless you. grocery store. Your #1 convenience store, located across from Vitraco Park. You name it, and they have it. From electronic accessories to your favorite drinks. And from gas to groceries. You name it, and they have it. First stop 24-hour gas and grocery, located across from Vitraco Park. Check it out, your favorite store for gas and grocery. From the water to the pot to your mouth, everything is fresh at Catch of the Day, located on Cookie Point Beach. Enjoy some of your favorite seafood dishes, fresh catch, lobster, tongue, and whelks when in season, as well as surf and turf. They cater to your wishes. While you sit and wait for your food, enjoy the friendly bar and bask in the ambience that is second to none. Enjoy the white sand, sun, and crystal blue water. We are sure the experience will be unique. Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Come and enjoy Catch of the Day on Cookie Point Beach.
Virgin Islands nice, so nice. Sure. I'm so proud to be from the VI, a place of history like the African side, yeah. St. Thomas and St. John and St. Dry, nothing can come between us but the waters that divide, yeah. Even though we're just a few square miles, I travel around the world with Virgin Island pride, yeah. A lot of people still going through strife, and still we live a joyful life. That's why the place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, we got so much to lose, yet so much to prove. Hey, Virgin Island teachers never raise no fool. Mama send me school. Hey, when it's difficult, we still a push through. No matter what the blessings of will continue. We are a people of great value. That's why we stick together like tamarind stew. Hey, remember Queen Mary, we make the fire burn, and Edward Blyden with the Africa vision. Remember St. John with the slave rebellion. General Butler say emancipation. That's why the place nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, we got so much to prove, yet so much to lose. Virgin Island teachers never raise no fool. Mama send me school. Yeah. St. Cry produce the band Midnight, and them the kind of roots make the fire ignite, yo. Julian Jackson was a champion in the ring, and now him 3 son them a do the same thing, yeah. Tim Duncan come from the VI, one of the greatest, and the world can see why, yeah. If you ever ask me where I'm from, born in a Virgin Island, and the whole place nice, so nice, so nice. Sweet, sweet St. Thomas nice, so nice, so nice. St. Cry full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. St. John a real paradise, so nice, so nice. The Virgin Islands nice, so nice, so nice. Rock City sweet and nice, so nice, so nice. Twin City full of pure vibes, so nice, so nice. Love City a real paradise, so nice, so nice. Hey, I'm so proud to be from the VI, a place of history like